In the process of constructing my opening sequence, I used many technologies. The websites I used were WordPress, ScriptBuddy, and YouTube. I used WordPress to blog about my audience feedback, my research into my genre and props, location, etc. The benefits of using WordPress is that it gave me a chance to define my ideas. I could see everything I had written, so I knew exactly what I was doing. It was an overview of everything I had achieved, and it gave me a chance to explain the decisions I made and why I had made them to convey my genre. It also helped with my understanding of what I was doing and presented it in an easy, accessible way. In the process of creating my opening sequence, I had to write a script. I used the website ScriptBuddy to do this. ScriptBuddy was really helpful as it laid out the writing in the conventional format. From the script, I gave the script to my actors so they could understand what was happening. This benefited how smoothly and quickly my filming went, and how well my characters were presented. I also used the website YouTube. It was very significant in producing my film The Unknown. I used it to upload my videos, but also to research current horror films and to get some ideas and inspiration. This enhanced my knowledge on how horror films are presented, and what keeps the audience's attention. In my opening sequence, I have screaming sound effects, but also a crackling of a radio. I used the website Sound Bible to get these. Sound Bible offers free sound clips for download in an MP3 format. I found Sound Bible very useful because of its wide range of sound effects that are on there for you to use freely. By using Sound Bible, it gave me sound effects to enhance my horror and create a more believable film. I used my iPhone 5C for my voice recordings, as it's the phone I had at the time, and the voices came out clear and loud, so the speech for the quote and the ending line are loud and understandable. The camera I used was a Nikon D90 with a Kingston 32GB memory card. The camera has a high quality which influenced the professional feel of my finished opening sequence. When filming, I used a tripod to hold the camera and keep my movements steady. The effect of using the tripod is to make the camera movements more professional. I then used a Mac laptop to put all of my footage on so I could then transfer it onto the various softwares. When editing my opening sequence, I used two pieces of software, Final Cut Pro and GarageBand. In Final Cut, I have laid shots on top of each other, then changed the opacity so that the shot is repeated but they are faded and start at a later duration to the first shot. This is to create an edgy ambience and make the character appear creepy and as though her movements are elongated. Final Cut Pro also allowed me to define my match on action shots to make the movements continuous. I used visual effects to portray the meaning of my opening sequence. I used the Cool Tones effect and the projector effect. My reason for using these were to make my shots darker, to portray the typical conventions of a horror film. The projector effect gave a slight shake to the video, connoting the old time period of the opening sequence. When adding in my font from dafont.com, Final Cut Pro gives different effects for text, allowing me to choose an effect of a conventional horror film. When filming some of my shots, the pace was slow and the actions did not come across scary. So in Final Cut Pro, I sped up the pace of the shots to emphasize the point that the girl is mentally affected by the situation. I also did this in the opposite way by slowing down movements that were too quick, for example her walking at the beginning. I used two transitions in my opening sequence. These were cross dissolve and fade to colour and fade to black. Cross dissolve improved the link between shots, making the opening sequence smoother and quicker. I used the fade to colour and the fade to black at the beginning and the end of my opening sequence. I used this to emphasize the start and the end, but it also creates an unnerving effect. It was also helpful adding my music into Final Cut Pro when I was editing, so that I could align the action in each shot with the movements. This helped convey my lyrics in the song Ring Around the Rosies, with what was happening in the opening sequence. The benefit of using these softwares was that it made the action in my video more precise. It also gave me the chance to make it like a conventional horror film. I used the software GarageBand to create part of the music for my opening sequence. I imported sound effects from websites, but also used music already on GarageBand. This enhanced how well the music fitted with the action in the shots, but also how well it related to a typical conventional horror, making the audience feel on edge and nervous.